Hi there. It's the 15th of May 2024, and we are exactly 2 weeks away from South Africans voting in the general election on the 29th of May. Before we get down to the breaking news, I would urge you to subscribe to my channel for those of you who have not yet done so. In the coming few days, I'll be giving you updates on the various campaigns by both the ruling ANC and the major opposition parties. Now back to the news. President Cyril Ramaphosa has this afternoon signed the National Insurance Bill into law at the Union Buildings in Pretoria.
I hereby, in terms of Section 18.2, read that Section 79.1 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, assent to the National Health Insurance Act 2023, Act number 20, and sign the English text thereof, given under my hand at Pretoria on this day, 2024. So I sign where it is written President.
In the past few months, the government has been at pains to convince South Africans that an overhaul of the healthcare system is an urgent need. Without a hint of exaggeration, South Africa is one of the most unequal societies in the world, and in healthcare, this is patently evident. The country has a two-tier system. The healthcare system catering to those who cannot afford fees for the medical aid societies, the majority of whom are blacks, and then there is the private sector for those who can afford the fees for the medical aid societies. Just take a look at these figures. There are 1.2 million women who fall pregnant each year. The private healthcare sector takes care of only 140,000 of these, with 80% of specialist doctors working in the private sector. Then there is the public health care system. In contrast, has only 20% of specialists and takes care of close to 1,060,000 pregnant women. On top of this, the government actually pays a subsidy of close to 46 billion rand to the medical aid societies who run private sector hospitals. The government's main argument has been that it aims to achieve universal health coverage for health care services and to address what it has referred to as critical socio-economic imbalances and inequities inherited from the apartheid past. Universal health coverage is the model used in diverse countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, Germany, and as far as Asia, in Singapore. In Africa, countries with less resources at their disposal, countries such as Ghana and Rwanda, have universal health coverage in place. So how is the National Health Insurance Bill, which has been signed into law, going to address these shortcomings? First, the private healthcare providers will continue to operate privately under the NHI dispensation, but they will no longer set their own fees for NHI-funded benefits. And then the NHI fund will have a board and various governance structures as required by the Public Finance Management Act and the principles contained in King Ford's report on corporate governance. And then the third aspect is that medical aid schemes will cover the same benefits, and membership fees for medical aid societies must be reduced, and some will consolidate with others to maintain a viable risk pool for the benefits that they cover. And then in terms of funding, NHI will predominantly be funded through general revenue allocations, payroll tax, and then a tax from individuals. And then this is the most crucial aspect of NHI, national health insurance, universal coverage. Treatment will be free at the point of delivery, and patients will not pay anything to the clinic, GP, or hospital. Despite the ruling party's claim that it wants to address inequities inherited from the apartheid past, critics such as Dr. Aslam Dasu of the Progressive Health Forum insist that the system in place is already one of the best, not only in Africa but in the world, and it just needs improving, and not an overhaul like what the NHI attempts to do. Just listen to this.
You're quite right. In 1994, we inherited the system, which surprisingly was quite well distributed, despite the fact that it was under the bizarre organization of the apartheid regime, where you had homelands. But the interesting thing was that the public health system was distributed throughout the country. Of course, there were white hospitals and black hospitals, and we understand why there was a need to open up a front against that sort of healthcare, which we did. But we also then realized that we had inherited a vast system which, if we integrated properly, would qualify as among the best in the world, given the scale of the resources that were present. And you're quite right.
Critics charge that the NHI bill is a cynical ploy by the ruling ANC to get votes ahead of the election. Already, the ANC, as you can see from the screen on there, is running posters advertising the merits of the NHI bill, or has been doing so since the bill has now been signed into law. The DA, as the Democratic Alliance, has warned that the bill is unconstitutional and it will take the government to court, while some others have said it's planned by the ANC to steal votes. The DA has been pushing the argument that just like South Africans, well, some of them have a right to private education for their children or to access private security. They also have a right to access privately funded healthcare, and has threatened to take the government to court over the NHI bill. Others, observers aligned to the private sector, have also been making claims that the NHI will cripple the already flourishing private sector, and it will lead to an exodus of medical professionals and erode investor confidence in South Africa as an investment destination. And Afriforum has been claiming that alongside the DA that it will take legal action, and so these are some of the hostility towards a reform of the healthcare system in South Africa. But for the majority of those who are poor, who cannot afford medical aid fees, the consensus is that reform is an urgent need, and as you can see from the screen on there, access to quality health care, posters like that, and that's, for the majority of black South Africans anyway, that's an urgent need. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this recording, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.